The scientist history almost erased. History remembers the winners. The celebrated names. The figures printed in textbooks. But behind many great discoveries lies a quieter story. Of a brilliant mind whose work was ignored, overshadowed, or taken by others. This is not the story of a failure. It is the story of a scientist history almost erased. 1. Genius without recognition. Throughout history, scientific progress has rarely been a straight path. Discoveries often emerge in isolation, underfunded laboratories, or social environments hostile to new ideas. Many scientists worked decades ahead of their time, publishing results that contradicted established beliefs or challenged powerful institutions. Without recognition, funding, or influence, their ideas quietly disappeared from mainstream science, sometimes for generations. Genius alone was never enough. 2. The environment that silences innovation. Scientific recognition depends on more than accuracy. It depends on timing, politics, and visibility. Researchers outside major institutions often lacked access to journals, conferences, or influential networks. Language barriers, social class, gender, and nationality further limited who was heard, and who was ignored. In some cases, discoveries were dismissed not because they were wrong, but because they came from the wrong person. 3. When credit is taken elsewhere. History contains numerous cases where groundbreaking ideas were later rediscovered and credited to someone else. Sometimes this occurred unintentionally, through fragmented communication and slow publication. Other times, ideas were deliberately absorbed, refined, and published under more influential names. The original contributors were left with little more than obscure papers and personal notes. Scientific progress moved forward. Their names did not. 4. Evidence that survived in the margins. Not all erased scientists vanished completely. Their work survived in footnotes, forgotten journals, or unpublished manuscripts. Decades later, historians of science uncovered experiments, equations, and observations that predated official discoveries. These findings did not rewrite history overnight. But they raised uncomfortable questions about how scientific credit is assigned. Who truly deserves recognition, and who decides? 5. Multiple perspectives on forgotten scientists. Some historians argue that recognition naturally follows influence and impact. If an idea was ignored, they claim, it may not have been convincing at the time. Others counter that scientific institutions often resist disruptive ideas, especially when they threaten established theories or economic interests. From this perspective, forgotten scientists are not failures. They are casualties of institutional inertia. Both views coexist. The truth often lies between them. 6. What was known, and what remains unclear. In many cases, we know the discoveries existed. We know they were documented. What remains unclear is intent. Was the neglect accidental? Was credit deliberately withheld? Or was the scientific world simply unprepared? Historical records rarely provide definitive answers. Silence, in history, is often as telling as evidence. 7. Why these stories matter today. Modern science prides itself on transparency and collaboration. Yet recognition still depends on funding, publication access, and institutional power. The stories of erased scientists serve as a warning. Progress does not guarantee fairness. Innovation can be delayed, not by lack of truth, but by lack of attention. Remembering these figures is not about rewriting history. It is about understanding how it was written. Science advances through ideas, but history remembers names. Some discoveries change the world quietly, while their creators fade into obscurity. The scientist history almost erased reminds us that truth can exist without recognition. And brilliance does not always come with applause. If this story encouraged reflection, consider liking the video and subscribing to Interesting MindHub. Here, we explore the hidden stories behind humanity's greatest ideas. Before they disappear again,